This is Soulati Media on the Street. I'm Jayme Soulati with my special guest from Social Slam, Jason Konopinski. Hi, Jason.
Hello, hello.
Jason, so great to finally meet you in person. We have been tweeting, Facebooking, Google Plusing, blogging,
we had a couple of
commenting.
phone calls. We have yet to meet in person.
No, and this is so cool. So we're at Social Slam, and we're seeing people in person for the first time. Often, many people are here connecting. Tell me about your journey in the social media sector. You used to be employed full-time, and now for the last 3 years, you've been on your own.
Yeah, I've built a pretty good book of freelance writing business, and it's been a fun ride. Really has started from taking the site from being a blog into I'm 2 days into a brand new site design.
Fantastic.
And it's fun.
And you're recommending something called
Squarespace. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So Squarespace is a WordPress alternative, really. I mean, it's good for total site design, whether you're doing blog, podcast site, total corporate website. Really, really intuitive. And certainly, I'm not an affiliate of theirs by any means. I've seen the light, and it's been
cool.
It's a fun design platform.
I think, and I saw your design on your phone, and it looks great on.
Nice.
It's very responsive and very easy to read, which is wonderful. So you used to be. You're writing called Riffing on
Writing is the name of
Writing.
the podcast.
Which which I've been listening to, and you're doing
you.
a phenomenal job.
It's been a lot of fun. When I launched the podcast, a little less than a year ago, it was no other copywriters were doing it, and I kind of saw the opportunity to kind of own that space a little bit. And one, it gives me a chance to corner somebody I really like for an hour and kind of pick their brain. But more than that, it's become a conversion mechanism. Every contract that I have signed in the past 3 months, everybody has said, "Hey, I heard the podcast." No one has said, "I read a blog," which is interesting.
That is fascinating. So, would you recommend then that people jump into podcasting?
I wouldn't say jump into podcasting. I think what any content creator needs to do is kind of figure out top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel content. And for me, the podcast is the one. It's what sets the hook.
You're speaking very HubSpot language. I'm thinking you went to school. But this is so give me your top 3 social media channels that you recommend for newbies.
Gosh, I'm a new convert to Instagram. It's a really fascinating social network for me because I've always been a kind of hobby photographer. But for whatever reason was really hesitant to jump into Instagram and kind of have again seen the light.
Yes.
Instagram's a great one. I think it's a very different social network. If you're looking for something a little more intimate, a big one for me is Path. I'm very active on Path. Really built on this idea of Dunbar's number, that 150 is the maximum number of really solid human relationships that any one person can have at one time.
Oh, wow.
So it's a capped network at 150, very selective, gorgeous app, gorgeous interface.
Fantastic.
Anything from video to photo to text to kind of some emotional stuff too. It's great.
I have never heard of Path, and I am going to try that.
I think it was first kind of floated as being kind of like a Facebook alternative.
Okay.
Saying that people want to share, but they don't always want to share everything. And so because you are cultivating a very closed garden network on Path, the idea is that you can share more intimately, in different things. So
I love it.
It fits that need to share, but not into the public sphere.
I love it. So let's recap. Blogging, podcasting, a couple of social channels that are not hugely populated like Facebook. And I know you're a prolific Facebooker because I see you there
I am.
all day long.
It's really funny. I was talking about this on the drive down, that for a long time Twitter was the default network for me.
Yes.
And Facebook has filled that role, I think, more and more.
Everybody kind of...
I haven't really figured out why, but that's the case for me.
Well, I think a lot of people gravitated from Twitter to Facebook, and now I see a lot of interaction on Google+. How about you?
Haven't spent a ton of time there. One that kind of caught my eye recently was after just recorded an interview, actually published today, as a matter of fact, with Julian Smith. He was talking about Medium, which is this it's a kind of an emerging publishing / social platform.
Yes.
Really cool stuff.
That's great. Well, it has been a delight to meet you face to face.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for this time. I appreciate you. We're going to go have a beer.
You got it.